Hello, I have a tiny bit of a cold, so sorry about the sound of my voice. I've made 8 videos where I read comments that people have written to me on YouTube, and people sometimes say to me, "Hey John, why don't any of the comments bother you?" So I made a list of 10 reasons mean comments don't bother me. First of all, if I see a comment, right away, I'm just glad I got someone thinking. I got them to do this. So regardless of what they wrote, I got them thinking, so that's something to celebrate. Secondly, I don't believe in free will. I don't see people as being responsible for their actions. We are all ever-changing collections of atoms. We are products of our genetics and life experiences. If you wrote a comment, a really nasty comment, it wouldn't bother me because I would think to myself, hey, if I had your atoms, if we exchanged atoms, then I would be you, and I'd be writing all the same things that you are writing. Also, because I don't believe in free will, I am not hard on myself either. I don't see myself as being responsible for my actions. So even if I make a silly video, I don't get upset about it. Hey, I'm a work in progress. You live and learn. Sometimes I've made a video and people said, "Hey, John, that's problematic." And they made a good point, so I deleted the video. So I'm gentle on myself and I'm gentle on others too, because none of us are responsible for our actions. Okay, thirdly, hurt people. So if you write a comment and it looks to me like you're trying to be hurtful, well, I think to myself, what happened to you? Did someone hurt you? So I feel empathetic towards you. I want to know, are you okay? What happened? Okay, fourthly, I haven't been hurt. I've had a very nice, easygoing life. I have wonderful friends and family members who are always very kind to me. And so, yeah, I've had an easygoing life. I've never been hurt, so I feel no desire to hurt anyone else. If you have gotten hurt, I am very sorry that happened, and I totally understand if you want to lash out sometimes and try to hurt others. And so I'm very sorry that you've gotten hurt, and I hope no one hurts you again. And of course, I want to acknowledge that I benefit from white male privilege. I'm a straight white male, and so I've benefited from that. But even though I've benefited from white male privilege, that doesn't mean I don't want to speak out against it. I do. I want equality. So I feel it is very important for me to speak out against white male privilege. Yeah, because I want equality. We are wired to take the path of least resistance, and I do that every moment of every day. The reason I'm an activist is because I am a product of my genetics and life experiences. I know what's happening to the animals and I feel empathy, so I would feel very guilty if I didn't do any activism. I do activism to avoid feelings of guilt, and I get good feelings from doing activism. I get good feelings from doing good deeds. With the comments I receive, I take the path of least resistance. It would take lots of energy to get angry, and I'm too lazy to get angry, so I don't get angry. And it would bother me if I lashed out and I wrote something hurtful to someone. That would bother me because I would feel upset. Maybe I hurt that person, and I don't want to hurt anyone. I want to help get rid of capitalism. Even though it's been a few years since I worked at a regular job, I have worked at awful jobs I didn't like at all, jobs that were not necessary, and my time is precious to me. I'd rather spend my time doing art and activism than working at some pointless job. So to help get rid of capitalism, we need to build a strong community because money has replaced community for our security. So I want to get back to having community for our security, and I want to live in a moneyless world. So I think it's very important to me to try and be kind with everyone, be the change I want to see in the world. I want to live in a world where we all get along with each other and we don't need money. We just all share everything. So I need to be kind to everyone. Suffering comes from attachment. If I were very attached to my ego, my reputation, my possessions, first of all, I might not be as willing to make these zany videos that I've been making. And also, the comments I'm getting from people, that might upset me because I'd be nervous. Maybe there's people out there who think I'm a weirdo or something like that. But, I'm not attached to things very much, I don't think. And so, hey, I don't worry so much about what people think of me. The nature of impermanence. Let's say everyone on Earth just thought I was a disgusting person and they all hated me. Well, after a while, people forget about things and people die, and eventually there'd be nobody on Earth who even knows I ever existed. The universe, or multiverse, is massive. I've heard it said that there are as many stars in the known universe as grains of sand on planet Earth. Now, let's say I was the most famous person on Earth. And let's say all throughout the solar system, there were billions of people on every planet, and I was the most famous person in the whole solar system. Well, even still, that's just one grain of sand. Imagine sitting on the beach and looking at all the grains of sand on just one beach and picking up one grain of sand. I'm the most famous person. You know, that's only one grain of sand, so really big deal. The rest of the beings on planets orbiting all the other stars, all the other grains of sand, they haven't heard of me at all. So, you know, I don't even know if you exist. Now, this might sound a little strange, but okay, with virtual reality, right now we're in the early stages where you have to put on the goggles, but eventually we're going to get to the point where virtual reality will just go straight to your brain, and it'll be so advanced that it'll be indistinguishable from reality. You'll be able to just see everything and hear everything and smell everything just as you do now. So who knows? Maybe I'm in virtual reality right now. I had one interesting thought. Imagine if my brain was in a jar in a scientist's lab, and he was running trillions of simulations, and maybe he never even checked up on my simulation. Who knows? Maybe I could be in a simulation all by myself. And all these hundreds of videos I've made and all the songs I've sang and everything, I've just been talking to myself the whole time. So why would I get upset about comments people are writing when this could all be just some weird simulation that's going on where some scientist is like toying with me, seeing what I'll do, and he hasn't even been paying attention. So maybe even the guy running the simulation hasn't even been listening to my songs and that sort of thing. So yeah, I've just been singing to no one my whole life. So why would I get upset about comments I'm receiving when maybe these people don't even exist? But of course, I live my life as if everyone's real. I heard about a story of someone who she was convinced that she was in a computer simulation, and she ended up killing someone. So, hey, you know, by all means, you know, when I'm out in the world or, you know, all the time, I am very careful. I assume everything's real, and I don't want to hurt anyone. But it is comforting to think if I am by myself in a simulation, it is comforting to think that all the suffering I've been witnessing in real life and, you know, all the videos I've seen of all the animal cruelty and the cruelty to humans and all of that, it is kind of comforting to think that none of that has actually happened. Maybe I'm just alone in this weird simulation. But yeah, but I do live as if everyone is real. Okay, so I hope that has helped shed some light on why the comments don't bother me at all, because I don't know anything. And yeah, why get upset about something when I don't even know anything? Peace. I love you. See you soon.